What's going on, guys? Just right here back to channel, and today, well, late tonight actually, in the morning, very past 2:30. So in the morning. So yeah, welcome back, and we did a little review of Smackdown and Friday Night Smackdown and Rampage. Smackdown was okay and all that stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. AEW Rampage did better. So far, so good. And first off, we're gonna start with Friday Night Smackdown. This show kicked off with Roman Reigns and his cousins, the Usos, all that stuff, and yeah. So here we go. The show opened with Jimmy and Jay Uso praising Reigns and his record-setting run as WWE Universal Champion. Fun fact: the Usos also recently eclipsed their own record as longest reigning SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Rollins cut the celebration short, remarking that Reigns owes his success to the Usos the same way the Shield served as Reigns' pedestal. I don't say it. Notably, Rollins referred to their Shield alum, how you want to say that word? Dean Ambrose as Mox. Ambrose goes by John Moxley in AEW. Rollins challenged Reigns to wager if Rollins and a partner of his choosing beat the Usos on SmackDown, the twins will be barred from Reigns at the Royal Rumble. The Usos accepted the challenge before Reigns could reply, arguing that no one would team with Rollins. Q Sir Freakin's best friend from Raw, Kevin Owens. Reigns added the clause that should Jimmy and Jay beat Rollins and Owens, Rollins would abandon his claim to challenge Reigns for the Universal Championship at the upcoming pay-per-view. Halfway through the program, Rollins told Caleb Braxton how the rewards of beating the Usos tonight outweigh the risks. After all, Rollins has beaten Reigns in every one-on-one championship encounter to date. Alright, so yeah, so it means that, if Rollins wins, the Usos will be barred from ringside. If he loses, he'll lose his opportunity to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship belt. So yeah, and then so we're gonna kick out the first match. Kofi Kingston versus Madcap Moss. After landing in trouble in Paradise, Kingston redeemed his loss to Moss last week. With King Woods out injured, Kingston enlists New Day buddy Big E to counteract Happy Corbin's shenanigans. Post-match, Big E delivered a big ending to Moss. So yeah, Kofi Kingston defeated Madcap Moss. That was okay. Aaliyah defeated. After Natalya stomped, and we go to the second match. After Natalya stomped an endless mud hole into her opponent, much was made pre-match of Aaliyah's record, setting subs for her second win over Natalya last week. Summer Rae was spotted in the crowd, and Xia Li rushed in to make the save after the DQ. Aaliyah defeated Natalya via disqualification. So, what happened was, Natalya was against the side of the ropes, where the turnbuckle was at. She kept on, stopping Aaliyah over and over until it hit 5, which, disqualification. So, yeah. And before the match started, they announced Summer Rae as, a WWE legend. So, yeah. Anyways, get to the third match. Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar versus Los Larios, how you want to say it, Andrew Garcia and Humberto. filling Humberto with the Viking experience, so it was not that long of a match. So they defeated the Los Dorios. How you want to say it? Yeah. So it wasn't a long match. So yeah. All right, Charlotte Flair versus Naomi. After a last-minute special, referee Sonya Deville pulled the Nashville Screwjob first. Deville exited the ring to avoid counting a 6-second long pinfall for Naomi. She subsequently rang the bell before Naomi could tap to the figure 8 leg lock. Later in the show, Aaron Bischoff made a surprise appearance conferring with Adam Pearce. Deville was informed that she would likely face Naomi one-on-one as a consequence of her interference in tonight's match. So Charlotte Flair defeated Naomi via submission. So yeah. Whatever. Didn't care about that match. Alright, Sami Zayn delivered the Zayn sequel. This segment was so fucking awful. In so many ways. Let me read to y'all because it was dumb. Attempting to recreate Jackass star Johnny Knoxville's earliest stunt, Zayn tested a taser on himself, entered Knoxville, who snatched the taser, saying it hadn't been turned on, and then stuck Zayn, sending him to the canvas. Knoxville concluded by tossing Zayn out of the ring prior to his Royal Rumble entry. Alright, the taser thing, what you hear in the background is fake. They put a fake sound for the taser test. And then when it got louder, you could hear in the background it was fake. Like, the whole thing was fake. The taser was sound was fake. All that stuff, so yeah. Like, they put like a sound effect and shit, and it was just plain awful, this segment. Alright, it was just plain awful. So yeah. Anyways, Sheamus versus Ricochet. After dropping him with a bro kick, the Celtic Warrior was accompanied by Rich Holland weeks after Ricochet broke Holland's nose. So yeah, Sheamus defeated Ricochet, which was a long match. Rick Booge and Shinsuke Nakamura met Jeff Jarrett backstage. Jarrett complimented Boogs on his mighty fine guitar playing. Some appropriate name spelling ensued. So yeah, it was just talking and stuff, blah blah. Alright, let's get to the main event. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. After Reigns popped Rollins with the super punch, Rollins led the crowd in chanting his song before and during the match, and his high-flying offense popped the Nashville fans' momentum, swung back and forth. Key spots included a pop-up Samoan drop from the Usos and the Fisherman Buster delivered by Kevin Owens. Off the top rope, a likely match-ending stomp was intercepted by Reigns. The Universal Champion slid into the ring and clocked Rollins with the Superman punch. The act won Rollins the wager, but it was done on Reigns' terms. So yeah. And then, they mentioned, like, what? John Moxley a few times. Yeah. So, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated the Usos. So, the Usos are banned from ringside. All that stuff. So, yeah. It was okay. It just, Reigns and Rollins was so much better. Talking a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Alright, let's get to the good part. AEW Rampage. This show was good. It was good. AEW Rampage. It was live this time. So, yeah. It was so much better than Friday Night Smackdown. All that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so after making his return on Wednesday's night, Dynamite, John Moxley made his first AEW match in 2022. when he stepped in the ring with Ethan Page. Jay Cargill just won the TBS Championship on January 5th, but she didn't waste any time putting the belt online when she battled Anna Jay this week. The feud between the Super Elite and Best Friends added another chapter on Friday when Trent Beretta took on Nick Jackson, and Hook looked to continue his winning ways against Chaos Project's Serpentico. Let's take a look at everything that happened on Friday's show. So the show kicked off Jon Moxley versus Ethan Page. Such a good match. I enjoyed it. Alright. Moxley received a hero's welcome as he entered the ring for open match against Page. All Ego scored the first takedown, but Moxley was not impressed. He dared Page to hit him and then retaliated with some stiff chops to the chest. Mox cornered Page and bit his forehead. Page hit him with a pair of boots and then knocked him out of the ring with a huge shoulder tackle. They fought at ringside until Mox was able to regain control by sending Page into the barricade. Dan Lambert's pet project kicked Moxley's knee as he tried to get back in the ring. He kept the former world champion on defense for quite some time as he controlled the pace through the commercial break. Mox turned things around when he returned and hit a pair of German suplexes. Page countered a third, but Moxley hit it eventually. After a few more exchanges, Moxley choked Page out to win the match by submission. Bryan Danielson was behind him, showed up, and had a brief moment with Moxley after the match, so that may be the next big feud for both men. So I'm guessing Revolution or something. Yeah. So this was a good match. I enjoyed it. So yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh my god. Alright, for the second match, Trent Beretta versus Nick Jackson. This is a good match too. I enjoyed this one. Trent and Nick both had their respective groups at ringside for support during the singles match. Matt and Brandon looked more worried about their alphas than anything else. Nick took control early with the Hurricanrana, but Trent used his slight size advantage to put him in the corner for a few body shots. Trent went for a running crossbody, but ended up hitting the ropes when Nick avoided the impact for the next few minutes during the break. Nick was in control. We returned to see Trent block a senton with his Nick used the ref as a shield so he could trick Trent and hit a German suplex, but Trent came right back with his own German suplex. A second later, Nick hit a series of impact moves as he prepared to finish off his opponent with a super kick, but Trent blocked it. Nick hit one eventually, but Trent immediately answered back with a clothesline with a pile driver for a 2 count. Nick hit a big senton on the ramp, followed by a 450 in the ring for another near fall. Trent was able to recover and hit his finisher for what many would call an upset victory. So yeah, Trent Beretta defeated Nick Jackson in the second match. Alright, let's get to the third match. Hook versus Serpentico. Everyone's favorite newcomer was in action again this week as Hook looked to continue his undefeated streak against Serpentico. As Serpentico posed for the crowd, Hook bumped bum rushed him and took him down hard as the ref called for the bell, and Hook began throwing the masked man around like a ragdoll. Hook locked in a submission, but Serpentico got to the ropes. Hook quickly grabbed him and threw him with an overhead throw before locking him in the red room for the win. QT Marshall came out and talked some trash until Hook suplexed him and walked away. Yeah, that was funny. I laughed at that part. Yeah, so Hook defeated Serpentico, and yeah, Hook threw QT suplexed and walked away. The way he suplexed him and then walked away was super fucking hilarious. I laughed. That was a good one. So yeah. Alright, let's get to the main event. It's time for the main event. Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. Cargill had her first title defense in the main event of this week's show against the Dark Order's Anna Jay. The champ flexed at her opponent to get inside her head. As they squared off and locked up, Cargill put her in a headlock and knocked her down with a shoulder tackle. Jay hit a lawbreaker, but her attempt at a crossbody was turned into a fallaway slam by the powerhouse. Jay rolled her up for a 2 count. Cargill laid her out with a clothesline. Jay continued to dominate most of the action through the commercial break, but Jay was able to mount a comeback with "We returned" from commercial break. Jay countered a submission, but the damage had been done. No 99 started to build up, number 99 started to build up ahead of Steam, but a distraction from Mark Sterling allowed Jay to recover. The champ drilled the challenger with a pump kick. Jay countered Cargill's finisher and applied the Queen Slayer, but Cargill stood up and backed her to the corner in a show of power. Cargill broke her grip and picked her up for a huge slam before she hit her finisher for the pin to retain the TBS championship. So yeah, Jade Cargill defeated Anna Jay and still the TBS championship champion. So yeah, that was a good match too. The whole show was good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, and I saw. Hold on. Something before I made this video. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, yeah, I thought, man. She said, this is what she said, I think. She said, "I'm seeing so many complaints that W called me a legend tonight." Ray said, "I don't make the rules, y'all. They said what they said." So, yeah. Yeah, so she was criticized for the people calling her a legend and all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for, last night's Friday Night Smackdown and AEW Rampage and all that stuff. Yeah, Smackdown was okay, blah blah blah. But AEW Rampage did better because they were live. Really though, they were live. So, yeah, it wasn't taped or nothing. They were live and stuff. So, yeah, that was it for this video. And I see you all in the next video. Laters. Oh yeah, one more thing. The next day I found out the guy who was yelling at John Moxley last Wednesday night, because we didn't hear it at first on TV, but I heard that the next day it said that they finally said that what happened. They said that some stupid guy called John Moxley a drunk, all that stuff, and yeah. That's why John Moxley said, hey man, go fuck yourself, get that guy out of here, shit, all that stuff. So yeah, the guy was talking shit and stuff, because, John Moxley came back from rehab, and all that stuff, and the guy called John Moxley a drunk, and all that bullshit. So yeah, that was fucking dumb. And Bully Ray said, talking shit also, said they want to hear more from you still, and Paige and Renee talked some shit to him too and stuff, and it's like, hey man, you can't. He said what he wanted to say, he doesn't give a shit what people say about him, John Moxley. So yeah, which was Bully Ray, Bubba Dudley Ray, all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Bubba Ray and all that shit, talking shit to John Moxley and all that stuff. It's like, hey man, he had what he needed to say and all that stuff to get everything, to get everything out of the way and stuff. So yeah, it's not his fault. He just came back from rehab, and you're already talking shit to him, all that stuff. Not cool, man. Not fucking cool. What a damn shame, man. Stupid, man. All for nothing. But whatever. John Moxley doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks about him. So, yeah, good for John Moxley. All that stuff. And I see you all in the next video. Laters.